curious about kind of like 2D floor plans and 3D tours. I know I've seen those become a lot more popular, especially the 3D tours during COVID became a lot more popular.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm sure they're still staying there. So what kind of value does that bring to when you're marketing that home?
So the value is really to the buyer because they want as much information as they can about a home that they want to go look at. So having that information is very, very helpful. But it's also for the realtor as well because it attracts more better buyers for your listing that you have. So your goal as a realtor is not just that one house.
Yeah.
It's, you're trying to get referrals. So you're trying to, from this person that entrusting you their house to sell. So you're trying to order certain marketing materials, be it photos, maybe a 3D or tour or 2D tour, which might separate that particular listing from all the others that, let's say all the others have professional photos, none of them have the 3D tour. Well, yours just has the additional layer of information on it and helps get really good buyers for your home, meaning your home's going to hopefully have multiples and sell for more than when you're listing, hopefully. And you hopefully are getting a referral from this client as well because they're going to refer you to their friends and family, and they're going to have a good experience because they saw that you were providing something more than just photography, for example, brought something more to the table than maybe the rest, another client.
Gotcha. And I know with your 2D floor plans, you talk about how you guys actually come out and you measure.
Yes.
And get like exact measurements and not just like, hey, when the house was built and stuff like that.
Exactly. So there's a lot to this, but when we started, there were no other companies that were offering or apps or anything like that was offering floor plans. Now you have the Manaports, Cubicasas, all kinds of other apps that can provide a floor plan and measurements.
Yeah.
We have all of those and don't feel quite comfortable in the square footage that those software options calculate. So we still go out, as we have been doing since we started, and we measure a home in order to create a floor plan and provide that another layer of information for whoever is looking at it. So we go out to a listing, we go on the outside. If it's a 2D floor plan, we go and measure the perimeter of the listing, and then we go inside and make sure we're correct and exclude any areas that are not finished. So we work with MLS rules and regulations to make sure that we understand what is considered finished, what's not, what can you include, what can't you, and provide those accurate numbers to the realtor. And realtors really love that because they don't need to do that, and off their plate they already have enough to do, so they can focus on more on other things and not worry about what's the dimension of this room or what's the square footage. The 3D tours are awesome as well, especially if you have a higher bracket home or if it's more intricate layout of the home. You want to differentiate your home somehow or listing from others. Those are great. And those allow the buyer or whoever is looking at it to view the house at their time, on their own time, and go into whichever rooms they want, and see the listing that way. We had a client who sold a house, and the person didn't even come in person to see the house because the 3D tour was there, and they walked through the house. In the 3D tour, you kind of look all around in the room, and so there wasn't a need for them to fly from wherever state they were, I forget, to see it. So it's valuable to have that. And yes, in COVID, there was a spike in 3D tours because everybody was at home, nobody could go out. So it's a great tool to have.
Awesome. It's interesting to see how real estate has really evolved since COVID and the way that we do things, and what has stuck around and what has kind of slowed down or picked back up. I really think 3D tours are awesome because I remember I was looking at homes in Florida at one point. My buddy and I were like, it'd be really fun to get an investment property down there, just like buy a property down there and be able to, use it as a vacation home. Yeah. And I remember the ones that had the 3D tours, I really appreciated, and we never moved forward with anything. It was just a fun, hey, hey, what if? You know, but it was really nice to have those 3D tours to be able to like walk through the homes and physically see them instead of having to spend $300-400 to fly down there and see something.
Yeah.
And just pique our curiosity.